There are still a lot of rumors about how the protests initially started in the city of Mashhad. There are some rumors that initially some hardliners like Ayatollah Alam al-Khuda organized a protest in the city of Mashhad in order to put more pressure on the government of Hassan Rouhani. Of course, since then, he has denied these allegations. Nonetheless, there are still a lot of people talking about his initial involvement in the protests in Mashhad. But in the matter of actually a day or two, very quickly, the protests moved from the city of Mashhad to across the country. In 2009, when we experienced a major protests in Iran, the demonstrations were primarily concentrated in major urban centers. Primarily, we're talking about the capital city, we're talking about Tehran. But a couple of days after the initial protest in Mashhad, we started to hear the name of towns and cities that actually some Iranian people have not even heard before. They were really remote and very far from the major urban centers, very far from the corridors of power. And by the third day, it started to be kind of a serious challenge to the state. The first 3 days, the state and different commentators were kind of dismissive. They said, this is primarily a blind riot and it's not going to go anywhere. But after the first 3 days, we heard that about 400 people were arrested and even some people lost their lives because of the clashes between the security forces and the protesters. But by the time we reached the 7 days, despite the fact that the protests were really kind of widespread across the country, the security establishment managed to kind of curb the situation. And after a week, kind of more or less, there was no sign of a kind of protest anywhere in the country.